somewhere in Des Moines or San Antonio, there's a young gay person who all of a sudden realizes that she or he is gay, knows that if the parents find out, they'll be tossed out of the house. The classmates would taunt the child, and the Anita Bryans and John Briggs are doing their bit on TV, and that child had several options: staying in a closet, suicide, and then one day that child might open a paper and it says homosexual elected in San Francisco, and there are two new options. The option is to go to California, stay in San Antonio and fight. 2 days after I was elected, I got a phone call, and the voice was quite young. It was from Altoona, Pennsylvania, and the person said, "Thanks. And you've got to elect gay people so that that young child and the thousands upon thousands like that child know that there's hope for a better world. There's hope for a better tomorrow."
Don't wanna live as an untold story, rather go out in a blaze of glory. I can't hear you, I don't fear you. I'll live now 'cause the bad die last, dodging bullets with your broken past. I can't hear you, I don't fear you now. Wrapped in your regret, what a waste of blood and sweat. Oh, I wanna taste love and pain, wanna feel pride and shame. I don't wanna take my time, don't wanna waste one life. I wanna live better days, never look back and say, could have been me, it could have been me, yeah. Don't wanna live as an unsung melody, I'd rather listen to the silence telling me I can't hear you, I won't fear you. Don't wanna wake up on a Monday morning, the thought of work is getting my skin crawling. I can't fear you, I don't hear you now. Wrapped in your regret, what a waste of blood and sweat. Oh, I wanna taste love and pain, wanna feel pride and shame. I don't wanna take my time, don't wanna waste one life. I wanna live better days, never look back and say, could have been me, it could have been me, yeah. Hey! Wanna taste love and pain, wanna feel pride and shame. Don't wanna take my time, no, don't wanna waste one life. Hey! Hey! Just better back and say, could have been me, could have been me, could have been me, could have been me. I wanna taste love and pain, wanna feel pride and shame. I don't wanna take my time, don't wanna waste one life. I wanna live better days, just better back and say, could have been me, it could have been me, it could have been me, it could have been me.
Can you hear me? Wonderful. Hi. How's everybody doing? All right. You guys already heard my name. I'm Justyn Caze. That's me. Thank you. I know. So much effort. But who am I? Who the heck is Justyn Caze? I don't know. Some of you have mentioned that you've seen me before. I've been around Southern California, like they mentioned. But I started drag 5 years ago on TikTok. And I studied drag for a while before I even touched a camera. Because it's such a culture, such a deep-rooted culture in the queer community that I wanted to do it in homage. I didn't want to ruin it, you know? But I've been a part of different organizations. I have a crown in the One Institute in LA. That's my crown right there. That's me. Thank you, thank you. But what is drag? Who can tell me? Just raise your hand. I'll pick you out. It's cool. Don't be shy. You'll get a button. Oh, there you are. I'll take you. All right. What's drag? Kind of, but you'll still get a button. Somebody want to give it to her really quick? It's in my pocket somewhere. Hold on. There it is. All right. Somebody want to go and give it to her, one of the volunteers. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, drag is, you know, it's an art form. But the real definition is someone who performs and impersonates gender norms for entertainment. That's the basic definition. For centuries, the art of drag has been in several spaces and used as entertainment in much of society. Within the queer community, going to a drag show has been a rite of passage. How many of you been to a drag show? Y'all better raise your hands, every single one, because that was a drag show I just did. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. All right. It's the same kind of rite of passage, just like going to your first Pride. How many of you have been to Pride? Please say. Everyone should be raising their hands in here, because this is Pride. Come on. But there's some keynotes. Stonewall, Marsha P., everybody loves her. Storm A, everybody loves Storm A. And the Imperial Court system. What is a king? Who can tell me? You'll get a button. Thank you. You know what? You know what? You get a high five and a button. All right, let's do this. All right, that was you, right? And a high five. Thank you. Somebody got it right. It's me. I'm the only king in the world. It's fine. This is a monarchy. Definition, someone who impersonates masculine gender norms for entertainment. Some examples are, you know, we all know Landon Sider. How many of you seen King of Drag? The show? Yes, okay, there's a few of you. I recommend it. It's a wonderful show. I actually have some friends on there. Charles Galen King, I've worked with a few times, actually. Who knows the show Our Flag Means Death? Okay, a few queers, wonderful. Vico Ortiz actually started out in drag before they went into filming. And the legend, as we all know, Stormé de la Folie. I have to give that little French accent. Stormé was a pivotal part in the Stonewall Uprising, known as the Butch of Greenwich Village. And they were actually a pivotal part in also the drag community because they hosted the first ever interracial integrated drag review in all of the US. And that was back in the 1950s. Let's say that, 1950s. And that was a huge part of all this because she has been known to be the first person to say, won't somebody do something, as they were being dragged into a caddy by the cops. So, this is a huge person. If you don't know who they are, please look them up. There's lots of references to them and out through history. But what is a queen? Everybody should know what this is. You can't tell what a queen is. You can't tell me what a king is. Tell me what a queen is. Okay. Oh, you want to say something? Yeah. You get a button. You get a button. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Faith. Yeah. It's me. Yes, yes. Someone impersonates feminine gender norms for entertainment. I will say I did learn from Moby Dick after a conversation I had with them over Zoom, that there are different types. Female impersonation is supposed to be a hierarchy compared to drag queens. Drag queens are supposed to be like a jester or some sort of, what's the word? I can't think of it. I'm too tired. But Bob the Drag Queen is one of my favorites. I love cornbread. Who knows Jinx Monsoon? Everybody who knows Broadway should know Jinx Monsoon by now. Who knows Divine? There we go. She's on my vest, by the way. Filth is my life. But she's also, she was a huge inspiration for Ursula from the original Little Mermaid, the animation. And Latrice Royale is also another one. And Jackie Beat. Jackie Beat was one of the first drag queens I ever saw back in the early 2000s. And she's one of my favorites. If you guys know the band Dirty Sanchez, she's the lead singer. I know that's not very PG, but I just wanted to say that was a band, and I have to reference that because that is part of her career. And the legend, who knows about Marsha? Everybody should know about Marsha. Thank you. If you don't, you're going to learn now. Marsha B. Johnson is self-identified drag queen and a prominent gay liberation activist, as well as a person who started ACT UP, Gay Liberation Front, co-founded, pardon the language, I know, but Sylvia Rivera and her started Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, or STAR, back in New York. This was for trans youth back then because they didn't have any resources. Because where were they going to find it? When? Where? These people started that. They're the founders of this kind of stuff. And despite multiple sources, Marsha was not there for the beginning of it. She did not throw the first brick. She came later on in a taxi wondering what the hell was going on. And there has been some references, I cannot say definitively, but she may have had DID as well. So that may play into a factor of her not really knowing anything was actually going on. Because there are some times where she was actually spoken to and she referred to herself as a different person, not because she was trying to stay in the closet, but because she literally did not know who you were referencing. So, what is an artist? I mean, this one should be easy. Okay, who wants to raise their hand? Huh? Close, but you're still getting a button. It's my last button, y'all. Where is it? There it is. You get my last button. Here you go. You guys want to do like a little pass away, like on a feast? Thank you guys. I'm on a time crunch, so I gotta be nice. A person performing outside of their gender binary, that is an artist. So like a monster or a creature or a drag thing or anything like that. This specific person actually has a book out that's called Drag Thing. They're called Rose Butch. They're a fantastic performer. And they're actually one of my absolute favorites to reference a drag thing because they have been so vocal and trying to include those people. Some of the people on here I've actually worked with: Sage Knightley, Taylor Tequila, and Lil Cream Puff. I've worked with them in the high desert. Notables. These are some of my favorites. Beck E. Bardot actually performs the cane because they're disabled. So for the representation out there. Orc Gothic is actually a non-binary drag artist who performed on Dragula. Who knows about Dragula? There we go. Okay, thank you, some people. Alexander McQueen, I just love their looks. They give me Lisa Frank vibes without being Lisa Frank, So that's wonderful. And then, what else is there to drag? There's a lot, to be fair. Drag is so expansive that there isn't just these three types. This, despite it being cliche, is just the tip of the iceberg. And just like there are different types, there are different forms of performance. It's not just about death drops and lip sync for your life. During the height of the pandemic, there was an ever-growing list of accessible forms of drag artistry that made it easier for performers to still engage with the community. This just keeps going. So, Who watches Dropout? Nobody. Oh, phew. Okay. Dropout actually does D&D like recordings, and they do one that's called Dungeons and Drag Queens. And these queens have all been on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they are absolutely in love with D&D. They have been playing with Brandon Lee Mulligan for a while now, many seasons. And they're some of the most creative people to come up with classes and characters and stuff. But these are the different kind of forms: Twitch streaming, YouTube channels, TikToks, that sort of thing. But there's also socio-political awareness. There's groups that specifically form to go out there and do the good work, to fight the good fight, And there's also like troops and duos and the court system. Let's talk about community in drag. A lot of people assume that drag can only be found at shows and bars, nightclubs, pride festivals. Granted, that is a good part of it, just like a little bit. But even then, we have always been a pivotal part of the community. As drag performers, we have a unique position when it comes to interacting with society. We help raise money by throwing fundraisers, volunteer at local pride centers, and join up with other organizations to bring awareness as well as support to underrepresented communities. I'm so glad this is back here, by the way. This is helping me out, so I'm not just staring at everybody's faces. There's a profound truth to the phrase, drag is a protest, as it has been and always will be a protest. Throughout queer history, by many accounts, drag is recognized as a form of rebellion against the status quo, while also being a form of art. And just like with any art, it is about community and supporting each other in every queer inclusive space. You will see the artists, and in this case, drag performers, front and center to hold up our community. We walk with you, entertain you, educate you, and give our full selves to the community to make sure we keep having our safe third spaces. If you think about it, today is a third space. We are coming together in a place that isn't work or home, third space. And what is a court? I've mentioned that a few times, right? We're gonna talk about that. This is the organization that I'm actually a part of. It is a 501(c) organization, and it was founded by Jose Saria, or Mama Jose as we like to call her, in 1965 in San Francisco. Though Mama Jose is the founder, there are multiple titles and chapters across the continent that have helped expand her vision of this community. And just like that, we do also pageants, galas, coronation balls. We just finished our 4M competition, which is Miss, Ms., Mix, Mr. and Mix competition, where we have all these people with these 4 titles, and they come up and represent us during Pride and throughout the rest of the year. And we also hold coronations, like those pretty little crowns over there. Who sees the crowns? Can you see the crowns? Wonderful, right? They're so pretty. I love them. They're heavy, though, I will say. They give me a headache afterwards. And we're going to talk about Mama Jose. Mama Jose was actually the first queer person to run for political office in the US. And that was in also yes, clap! And they're a person of color. And they're a World War II vet. And they did their entire campaign in drag. In 1962 or something like that. Imagine that. Look at where we are now. It's because of people like this who have done it. They didn't win, by the way. They didn't win. That was Harvey Milk won first. But they still did their whole campaign in drag, and I think that's pretty freaking awesome. Wish I could do that. There's some actual queens who actually run for political office in drag. I don't think they've won, but they did do it, and it was wonderful. And there's also a person I want to talk about. Who knows the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence? If you haven't met them, they're wonderful. They're kind of like nuns, but they're nuns for the queer community. And they help support us, and they take care of us, but they are not drag. They have specifically mentioned that they do not consider themselves drag queens or drag performers or drag kings because they are part of a different line of gender representation. And they do a lot of good, intense work that, who's actually gotten a hug from one of them? Raise your hand. They're wonderful. They're so fantastic. They're some of my favorite people. And they're the ones that come into like Pride events and actually bless them. So like help us and kind of feel more included in this in the community. So it's a huge part of us as a queer community to have these people around because they were the ones fighting for AIDS. See that quilt over there? That's an AIDS quilt. That's part of it. And they're some of the people that fought hard to have representation for people with HIV and AIDS in our community and in the rest of society. Yes. They do a lot of advocacy work, and I absolutely appreciate them. I probably wouldn't be standing here if I had never met one of them. Guaranteed. But one of the things I remember when I first met Sister Perpetual Indulgence, they showed me the drag flag. Who knew that there was a drag flag? You don't have to raise your hand if you don't know. It's fine. Nobody really knew. But I have a small version. It's this little guy. Yes, yes, wonderful, stunning. Thank you. This is the first one. What emotions come to you when you see this flag? Do not be shy about what you say. It's okay. I had the same qualms. Huh? Aggressive. You want me to say the words? It's okay. If I had an extra button, I would give you one. 100%. But, yeah, no. You know what? Here, I'll take the one off of me. You can have it. I'll put it right here. But yeah, neo-Nazi. And it's okay, I don't like to use the words, but it is true that it did have a harsh representation. But it had a good heart. The person who created it was trying to create the phoenix. And the feather phoenix flag is what it was called. And it symbolizes rebirth and fires a passion within which the drag community uses to raise awareness and funds for many causes. Obviously, great idea. Not a great execution. Somebody didn't know graphic design. But just like most flags, they had to retire it. And if you guys ever heard of this, the Austin International Drag Festival, which is kind of like a big conference, kind of like this, but really big with drag performers. And we kind of vote and kind of talk and kind of work around the community, but it's always in Austin, Texas. I don't want to go to Texas. But they wanted something that represented all of drag, you know? And this is the current flag, the one I just waved. Is it pretty? Yes, this was actually designed by a drag performer. Stunning, right? The purple is actually, the colors are actually my favorite. They kind of remind me of my socks. That's kind of why I wore them today. But purple represents the passion for drag. White represents the blank slate that is our bodies. And blue represents the expression and loyalty. Crown represents leadership in the community. And stars represent the many forms of drag. So all drag, not just one or the other. And that's important, right? Because you know what? What does my vest say? Support the kings. So, let's talk facts as we talk about the flags. You know, that's important. Who has seen online that Shakespeare was the first drag shows? Who's seen it online? It's okay if you have. It's wrong, but it's okay. They were not. They were not inclusive and like kind of what we consider what drag is today, because specifically those were exclusionary to women because women weren't allowed on the stage because they were apparently not smart enough to the men back in that day. But also they exploited young men to play the women in those roles, kind of like short end of the stick kind of thing. You had to get here to do this and that kind of thing. So it's really exploitive and it kind of sucks. But it was still kind of a gender expression. It's kind of still something along the line, but it's not the same. Drag performers can be more than just cisgendered gay men who perform as queens. Just like all art, it's expansive and beautiful in all of its forms. So I have a lot of people like, what's a king? What's a thing? And I'm like, literally standing in front of you. What do you want me to do? I know I had to use Homer, and I had to use some queens slapping each other, because these are very important facts. Because drag is expensive. This vest is about $300 with a bunch of pins on it. This vest is expensive. And we don't make a lot of money doing what we do. We do it for you. We do it for the community. So that's the huge part. We don't make a lot of money, so people like look at us big as. If you ever see a queen on RuPaul, they are probably $60,000 in debt trying to get on that show. No joke. I've heard it a million times. It's probably even more now. And there's quite a bit of infighting in the drag community, especially queens and other drag performers, because of misogyny. Yeah, that's a real thing. There's a lot of queens who don't actually think kings are drag because it's easy for us to dress up as men. Yeah, boo. Yeah, boo. Boo that. It's fine. But it's true, and I've experienced it myself. I've lost competitions because they favored somebody who was a queen. Also, who knows what ballroom is? Thank you. Thank you. This is actually from a ballroom competition. They did Sailor Moon. Apparently, this is one of their one of their trademark things. I think it's freaking awesome. Ballroom is a pivotal part of the BIPOC queer community, and there is some overlap into the drag community, though some terms have been appropriated within the white queer community, kind of like death drop. It's actually called shablam in the ballroom community, but it's been appropriated through white queers as death drop because of RuPaul. Just like that's why I had to talk about that right there, the little example. I've run into that a lot, and I've had to really correct a lot of, no harm against it. It's just education is important. That's why I do this. That's why I do this seminar, because it's so important that we learn from each other and we learn from the people who are actually in the community and actually sit and what? Listen. Thank you. And consent is king. Yes. Repeat it. Consent is king. Thank you. Never force a performer to take anything off of you or from you. I've had that. It is not fun. And with me being immunocompromised, I've had people put money in their mouth and try to make me take it with my mouth. And we all know how dirty money is. Yeah. I've seen people sneeze in it as a customer service rep. Oh yeah, no, it was not fun. And I've had actual people come up to me and hug me in the middle of photos with other performers while they were drunk, because they had no sense of any consent or control over themselves. And people just laughed it off. So it was great. Unless stated otherwise, do not grab, touch, or dance on any of the performers. I've had people in the middle of my competitions come up and start dancing on me when I'm trying to compete for a title. Like, what are you doing? Don't run up to performers. I'm gonna say this right now. Don't run up to a performer unless they ask you to. They reach out to you and ask you to come, because they will reach out, and if you just go wave, they will walk away. Keep in mind that every performer is different, but still respect each other by asking first. And performers will actually ask and come up to you and ask, hey, would you like to do this with me? I really need somebody to help me out. You can say no. That's what consent is all about. Who loves Princess Bride? A queen is never late. Everyone else is simply early. But remember, always tip when you can. When you can. Do not make yourself broke tipping a queen. Please don't. We know. Just give them give them a taco or something. That's what we usually say. Just buy me some food. It's fine. Show up on time to get a good spot, because we've had people show up an hour late to a show, and then they complain that there's no seating. We say come early so you can get a seat. That's important, right? Especially, we have to make space for people who are disabled, who are deaf or hard of hearing, or visually impaired or something like that, because we want to make sure that they can enjoy the show too. So when people complain that those people are in front, we're like, that's not for you. That is a privilege to complain about it. And ask performers, if you can go backstage. Don't just go backstage. I've had that. People just randomly just follow me back. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't follow people unless, they say it's okay, consent. Ask for a picture with the performers. Please ask for a picture. I will gladly follow you back on Instagram for a picture. Like, no joke. I love pictures with my fans. It means the world to me because that's me showing that I care and that's showing you guys you care about what I do. And tag us, please. I've seen so many people not tag performers. Got you. But this is one of the most important things. Drag is a protest, an art form, and so much more. Everybody dresses up to create an image, and that is what drag is all about. It's about painting a picture with yourself as the canvas. It just so happens that some people elevate drag to a level beyond mere image, to a level akin to other arts. And like all good art, it tweaks at society's comfortable assumptions and conventions. In this case, it blatantly but affectionately bends the rigid gender roles that burden far too many of us. No one does this better than the queens and dykes, pardon the language, but that was the quote from the book, of the imperial court system. The living art they create moves beyond dressing up. Theirs is an illusion of splendor that borders the magical. This is from one of the books that's actually over there. You're free to look at it. And that is my presentation. I just want to say one more thing. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for giving me the space to be kind of vulnerable and talk about something I'm so very passionate about. This is so important to us as the community, to our youth, and to the rest of society to understand and how important this is to our community. I know people say, oh, drag, you have another drag show. Because it's so important for our community to have art, I'm sorry, but it's also important that we have the representation. We need to be here. Thank you.